Hi, this is Meagan Michael coming to you from bed, breaking free from toxic people and breaking free from narcissistic abuse. Just woke up. Pauses right there. It's my snuggle, my cuddle pup. It's so cute. Let me see. Give me a little head. Little winkly face. He's me. He says, I get so winkly for you, mommy. Winkly I do. I get so winkly for you, mommy. I winkle for you. He used to sing that to me when he was little. Okay, I used to sing it to him. But it was because he was singing it to me. It's a winkly song. He's not as wrinkly all the time now. When he was little, he was like all wrinkly. I thought he was actually part Shar-Pei when I first adopted him. He's so cute, this one. Oh, I love him. I wanted to talk about allowing people to learn their own lessons in life. What do I mean by that? When we are codependent people pleasers. Excuse me, son. Let me just get up a little bit, okay? Go. I don't want to move him. I really want to sit up and talk to you like face to face. I don't want to. Excuse me, my love. Let me just. Head went boom. All right. Where's my? Give me a hair tie anywhere. All right. Hang on a second, please. Sorry. Do you know in jail you're not allowed to have a hair tie or rubber band or anything that resembles such a thing? I mean, you probably know they don't have forks. Maybe you don't know. They don't have forks and anything that can be fashioned into something where it can hurt somebody. That includes toothbrushes. You have a little rubber clear thing with, it looks like if you have a dog and you have a doggy toothbrush which goes on your finger and you rub it, it looks kind of like that. Yeah. Right, anyway. But you couldn't have any hair ties. Oh, no hair ties, no conditioner, no brush, a comb like that big, little black thing. Yeah. Alright, so people pleasing. Allow people to make their own mistakes and draw their own conclusions. They have to learn their own lessons. If we continuously try to coddle people and make their experience more comfortable and easier because we are so afraid that they're going to feel embarrassment or uncomfortable, then we are stealing their lessons from them. And if you're honest with yourself, and if you're like me, that people-pleasing thing is programming from childhood. It's inauthentic. It isn't, you'll feel in here something like you can't help but try to like placate and smooth over and make things okay, but it's not resonating from source energy, from your higher self. It's coming from your human mind. It's coming, where it's coming from makes a huge difference. So if you're acting and reacting out of your programming, that's a completely different animal than if you are acting and reacting. Well, you wouldn't be reacting at all. If you're acting from your core, from your higher self, otherwise known as your gut, which is connecting you to, which is your connection to source energy and the universal consciousness. If you are acting from that, then you're not reacting at all. So Can I give you an example? Can you give me an example? I'm trying to, I know that we don't want people to feel uncomfortable. So, I've got a fuzz in my hair. And sometimes someone will say or do something that makes us uncomfortable. And see, now at this stage of the game, a lot of the people that we're talking to, at least here on YouTube, are not trying to make us feel uncomfortable at all. Okay? But at the same time, oh, God bless you. All right, I have a lesson for you. I have the example. All right. Here's an example. Oh my gosh, it was so humiliating for me. But okay. So this was, all right, I had just escaped. I was out for a few months. And I'm discovering, I'm new to the narcissism community, and I'm discovering awesome YouTubers, Richard Grannon, Spartan Life Coach, and Dana now it's Thrive After Abuse. I love you, Dana. And but at the time she was called Narcissist Support. And binge watching. I'm sure a lot of you have done this. If not now, feel free to binge watch my videos. If your higher self wants you to. That's the bottom line. I don't want you to do anything that your higher self doesn't want you to do. All right, so I'm binge watching Dana videos, and she's so comfortable. I had to at the time, I had to be really careful. A lot of people triggered me. A lot of YouTubers, awesome YouTubers. I mean, listen, Lisa Romano, she's extremely insightful and wise, and she has great information, but she's from basically the same place that I'm from in New York. She's from Long Island, and so she has that same accent that my mother has, that I hope I don't, but I think I still probably do have some of. My aunt, everybody I went to school with, oh my gosh, she was so triggering to me in the beginning. I couldn't watch her at all. I didn't know what was wrong. I didn't know why I didn't care for her, and it wasn't a personal thing. I was just triggered. I was triggered. I now I've come to understand, and I've watched many of her videos, and I listen to her guided meditations now, which are great. So, shout out to Lisa Romano, who triggered the snot out of me in the beginning simply because of her accent. I'm sure there's people that I'm triggering out there. Of course, I'm not meaning to, but I can't do anything about it. And that's the thing. That's the thing I want to talk about. If you're being your authentic self, then don't worry about people's reactions. Okay, so here's what happened. So I'm binge watching Dana videos, and I'm feeling all safe and secure because she's so nice and she's so kind, and she's not, to me, she's not triggering at all, right? But then, poor Dana, she says the words, crazy bipolar. Now, she was not calling anybody names, but it didn't matter at that moment. I just saw red. Everything triggered. Every toxic person in my family, from my whole life, in my past, and my ex-predator, and all the mental health, legal, psychiatric abuse, professionals, and all that bullshit, and all those years that I heard crazy bipolar. And honestly, I think she was trying to explain that people that they throw that term around to hurt you. But I didn't hear the context. I just heard crazy bipolar, and I reacted. Not acted. I reacted. And I'm typing in the comments, this big long comment, and I'm upset. Now, I'm not the kind of person, thank God, that says "F you." I'm not like that. I'm not a troll. I was a person who was articulately and eloquently really friggin' upset, which is kind of dangerous. That's very painful when somebody makes a lot of sense and they're upset. I was reacting. It was pouring out of me. It was toxic vomit pouring out from my fingers and my soul onto the YouTube video comment section of a wonderful video that Dana had produced. And I even said in the video, in the comment, just feel free to go ahead and delete this comment. So I knew, I had the presence of mind to know that I shouldn't be leaving it. Please get rid of this.
but I couldn't stop myself from saying it. I was so high. It's normal, by the way. It's unfortunate, but most of us are so highly reactive when we first get out until we learn and we grow and we get centered. And we'll talk more about that in other videos, I promise, because that's what life is all about. All right, but in the beginning, we are raw. We are raw with emotion and everything that was suppressed for so many years that we had to swallow and choke down and stuff down in our souls, and it was killing us, and it was toxic mold in our soul, and we had to smile and make everybody okay, that everybody but us. Everybody but us. So now our truth is coming out, but it looks like it's targeted to someone who totally didn't deserve, who certainly wasn't trying to hurt anybody. Least of all me. I was a total stranger to her. And we often feel paranoid in the beginning too, like, oh, is this targeted for me? I didn't think it was targeted for me. Not, I've had plenty of paranoid thoughts in my life. Unfortunately, that's normal too. Normal after abuse. We don't have to have those forever. So I say, sorry. So she responds. I didn't even want to read it. I was and by the way, at the time, I didn't know that I could delete a comment. I was really new to YouTube, and I didn't even know that I could delete a comment. I thought only she could delete a comment. Anyway, so she writes back, such a lovely letter, such a wonderful, sweet soul, eloquent woman, and she says that she doesn't delete any comments. I had to live with my shame and humiliation. I just spewed this venom that was triggered by two words that she said in a video in a different context. But everything came pouring out, this volcano of toxic lava from my soul came pouring out, and she won't delete it. I had to live with my own shit. Oh my gosh, I was humiliated, I was ashamed, I was sorry. I wanted to crawl under a rock and die. I wanted to shut down YouTube and never look back. Just run in the other direction. What had I done? Why had I done that? I didn't have the presence of mind and the insight to analyze it like I'm analyzing it now. I had to learn remember, in life we have to experience whatever it is we're experiencing, and then we learn the lesson, which usually sucks. It feels really uncomfortable. But when we allow ourselves to learn the lesson and to feel whatever we're feeling and to realize that we didn't die from it, by the way. See, anxiety is like the fear of fear. It's the fear of being afraid. It's fear of feeling more anxiety and stress. And then when you're forced, which is really what happened to me for so many years, I was forced, and then I did it by choice, but like forced for, I don't want to get off topic here. Well, in other words, I don't take pills for anxiety. So I had to learn to deal with it in healthier ways and process all my stuff, and that is life-saving to me. All right, so she doesn't delete it. She says what she said, and then she says she's going to make correction. Oh my God, this was worse. She's going to make corrections in the videos. No! Now she's changing her video because I've said something. Please, God, make it go away. What has happened? What have I done? I'm not that kind of person. I affected this person's life so strongly that now she's making corrections in the video. I wanted to die. I watched the video. She had added annotations explaining in more detail what she meant by crazy bipolar, which, if you weren't me probably at that moment in time, you understood how she meant it. Anyway, she's a very caring, sensitive soul, very nurturing soul, and God bless her. But the fact that she left it there, I had to live with that. And I learned my lesson. And she did not people please me at all. She was nice and kind as anything. And I want you to know something. I will always remember that with commenters on my channel. I've been very, very blessed not to have anybody cruel. I've had a couple of, whatever, and I do delete comments, by the way. But I only had to delete one. And since I started my channel in November. By the way, I never told you, I actually started my channel, and maybe subconsciously I did it on purpose, but I don't know. I started my channel on my ex-predator's birthday. That's true. That's the first video I ever put up about narcissistic mothers, and it was November 6th. All right, so we need to, oh, by the way, I did apologize to Dana. It took me a while. I had to grow and learn. And then it was a few months later, because it kept haunting me. You know how that stuff happens. It's on your mind all the time. You go to sleep, you wake up in the morning, and it's there, and you're like, oh, that shame, the pain, oh my gosh. Why did I do that? I'm so embarrassed. How could I do such a thing? And blah, blah, blah. And she must be thinking that. And then we start thinking for them. She must be thinking this, and she must be thinking that. And the reality is she probably never thought about it again. But unfortunately for me, she thought about it enough. And in my mind, she thought about it all the time. She was really upset, and I was such an asshole. And so anyway, when I finally had the presence of mind to realize that it was a trigger, and not analyze it to the point I am now, but I had a good grasp on, and I knew it wasn't her, and I knew that she didn't do it on purpose, and I needed to, and I did. She was so gracious. So just know that I always say we all have our own levels of toxicity, and when we first come out of these manipulationships, especially after years and years of abuse, we ourselves are often highly toxic. And to look away and not look at ourselves honestly, and I don't mean harshly, like, oh, Shane, you're so bad. No, an honest look and allowing the feelings, and using a lot of guided meditations by Michael Sealey to get rid of those feelings, by the way. That's my meditation. And Michael Sealey meditation in particular. He has one called, I'll have to put the link in here, Letting Go of Subconscious Negativity, I believe it's called. I think it's his most popular video, actually. Well over 5 million views, and totally understandable as to why. See, I listened to that, I did listen to it every single day. Like every single night. And then in the morning, I usually listen to another Michael Sealey meditation. And if I'm really stressed out, I listen to more than one at a time. So we're actually talking about a couple of hours a day of meditation. But that's what I need to do for me, and I do it. And I'm very blessed to say that his voice now is like better than any Xanax or Valium that I ever took in my life. And it's so just calming and soothing. That man has a total gift. He's aligned with Source. He's living his life purpose. He's being his authentic self in his work. And you can feel when others are doing that. All right, so I just wanted you to know that, so I apologized to Dana, and she was really gracious and really lovely, and we interacted after that. And I've watched like many more of her videos throughout time, and her live shows on Wednesday nights. Yes, that's a shout out. But she really has helped me a great deal, and I'm sure she understands. And I'm still sorry, but I don't walk around thinking about it and obsessing over it. And so the thing is that she didn't try to say, and it would have been out of character and weird, but let me give you a hypothetical. She didn't try to say, oh, don't worry, it's okay, I understand. Like, it was not some butt-kissing hamster wheel, like, let me try to make you feel better, let me try to make you feel better, let me try to make you feel not feel. Let me try to make you not feel what you're feeling right now. No, she was genuine. She was awesome. She was authentic. She was honest, and she left my post up there, and I had to deal with my own stuff, and I did, and I learned, and I grew, and that's how we become. That's how we become our true, authentic selves. So don't take it upon yourself to try to make someone see something in themselves, because that's just obnoxious. Who the hell are we to tell other people what they should know or they should do? If your sentence starts out with "you should," and like a finger pointing thing, whether it's real or imagined finger pointing, if you're starting a sentence with "you should," "you need," you stop yourself. Just rethink that. Rethink that, honey. Seriously. Don't do that. Don't do that, because you're projecting. Remember, we were trained by professional projectors to project onto others our shit, unfortunately. Now, we suck in other people's toxic shit because that's what we are. We're empaths. We're intuitives. And we're always people-pleasing, but at the same time, while we're people-pleasing some, we're projecting onto others. But our reasons are usually good, because we see things. Remember, we are intuitive, and we see things in other people that they don't see in themselves yet. So you're like, well, like you need to, eat healthier and stop smoking cigarettes, and and then you'll be happy. Well, in the meantime, they're looking at us like, who made your life so perfect? Why are you telling me what to do? Listen, I know, because I shut that stuff down. Like, as soon as you say to me, you should, you need, I don't hear you anymore. I've labeled you as toxic in my head. And not necessarily toxic because you're a narcissist or something like that. Toxic to me because you're trying to tell me what to do. And I don't want to hear it, because it's your own shit. It's not mine. It's yours. And I've done this a million times in life. So that's how we learn and grow. There's no easy way. I'll guide you through it. We can do this together. But there is no easy way. You have to feel what you're going to feel. You have to learn. You have to do. You have to pay the consequences. But then it's going to be okay. Okay, there's another Michael Sealey video, Detachment from Overthinking. And I definitely listened to that a ton after the toxic vomit incident with Dana. Detachment from overthinking, because I was overthinking the hell out of it. And I'm sure you know just what I'm talking about. That overthinking. So I will put the links below, if I can. I added some links to videos yesterday unsuccessfully. It just shows the. But anyway, I'll definitely put it below the video. I'll put it in the video if I can, but I will definitely put it below the video so you can have access to Michael Sealey videos and Dana's channel. If you haven't seen Dana's channel, I don't know where you've been, but if you're new to the community, and I recommend her. And by the way, just because somebody works for, somebody's material works for me and helps me, doesn't mean it's going to help you. My stuff is certainly not going to work for everybody. It's going to trigger some, and others are going to be relating to it. And then also, just like with me, like with Lisa Romano, and I'll put her link down below too. And where in the beginning she triggered me totally, and I was like, I felt like I personally didn't like her until I figured out that I personally am triggered by the accent, because it sounds like everybody that ever said you blah blah blah, but she never says that. So yeah, but see, now I listen to her. So somebody whose work on YouTube may not work for you at one time may work for you well at another time, and that's okay. That's okay. This is your journey. Remember, this is your journey. Don't let anybody tell you how it should be or what you need to do. This is your journey. So enjoy it, because you know what? You're going to look back one day and say, you know what? Those are the best times of my life. And it's hard to imagine now because everything is so turbulent. But this is your growth experience. These are the experiences and the feelings that will change you, and that you can live. You're going to wind up living your best life your authentic life and leave behind all the toxicity and have broken free from all the toxic people, it'll be like a distant memory. And you'll be new and fresh, and you'll be like, yeah, those were the good times. Again, this is Meagan Michael coming to you from Breaking Free from Toxic People and Breaking Free from Narcissistic Abuse.